People are still losing their minds over which free design tool actually deserves a spot on your hard drive. But most of those online arguments are comparing apples to spaceships. You sit down because you want to draw a simple floor plan or maybe a custom part for a project, and suddenly you are staring at three different icons that all claim to be the best at everything. Let's get real about the actual landscape we are facing right now. If you are looking at LibreCAD, you are looking at a piece of history that still somehow runs on that dusty old laptop in your closet. It is completely free. It never touches a paywall. That sounds great on paper until you realize the development has basically hit a brick wall. The team shifted their focus to a future version that still feels like a ghost story. Why the stable version everyone uses hasn't seen a real update in years. It is clunky. It feels like trying to navigate a modern city using an old paper map that is starting to tear at the edges. It gets the job done for basic schematics, but the lack of momentum is starting to show. Then you have the more polished sibling, QCAD. This one is clever because it uses a hybrid model that actually works for the user. The community version costs nothing and handles your basic two-dimensional drafting needs with ease. But if you are doing this for a living, you are going to want the professional tier. It costs about $50 for a perpetual license. No monthly subscriptions. No recurring drain on your bank account while you sleep. Just a one-time fee that actually keeps the lights on for the developers. This reflects in the software itself because it feels alive. It gets consistent updates. It feels significantly more fluid than the older alternatives. It is hands down one of the best deals in the entire software world for anyone doing serious flat layouts or technical drawings. But then we have to talk about the absolute giant in the room. Comparing the three-dimensional powerhouse of FreeCAD to the others is like comparing a heavy-duty factory milling machine to a standard wooden drafting table. They are not even in the same category. This is a full parametric three-dimensional modeler. For years, it was held back by a notorious internal bug that would essentially cause your entire project to collapse like a house of cards if you changed one tiny measurement at the beginning of the process. It was frustrating. It kept a lot of professionals away. But the latest major milestone release finally solved that problem. That fix changed everything. By the end of last year, it crossed 20 million downloads. That is not a niche hobby tool anymore. It is a movement. It can handle complex architecture, structural analysis, and even the precise instructions for automated machining. The real secret to choosing your winner is realizing these programs are not actually rivals. If you just need a quick, flat drawing and you don't mind a frozen development cycle, the old classic works fine. If you are a professional who needs a reliable and updated tool for two-dimensional work, spend the $50 on the refined option. But if you are designing a physical object that exists in three axes, you go with the powerful three-dimensional powerhouse. The landscape has shifted. The old charts are mostly wrong now because they don't account for how much that one bug fix changed the game. You just have to decide whether you are drawing a map or building the world itself.